too shy, so. All right, good evening. So at this time, 6:38, I would like to call the meeting to order. This is the June 21st Economic Development Commission meeting here at the Coventry Town Hall. And I guess next on the agenda, do we need, no. I was just gonna say,
Make sure if you don't mind, just make sure we're using a microphone, otherwise it won't be picked up for the folks at home watching. Because there are lots and lots of folks at home watching. this right now. I know of at least one.
Go through the roll call, Tim.
okay, yep, thanks. So next on the list here is attendance. So we'll start to my left, Doctor.
Doug DeCubellis, present.
Joanne Diorio, present.
Tim Pimental, present.
David Dadakian, present.
All right, very good. So with 4 members here in attendance, which does get us to a quorum. Next on the public agenda is the approval of the minutes from the March 15th, 2023 meeting. So we do have two new members here who were not part of that meeting, but Dr. Doug and I were. So I believe it's prudent. Can we, no, because we don't have,
Motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
so we can't actually, right?
If you-
Because,
If I may, yeah, because you don't have a quorum of folks here that were in
Okay.
attendance at that meeting, so
Representation of who was there for that meeting.
that's
Approved
right.
past meeting.
Because,
All right.
yeah, you'd have to be,
They'll be tabled and suspended until.
yes,
if you don't mind, just because I'm new, could we just do introductions for nothing else for my sake?
Sure,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Doug DeCubellis, both live here in town and have an office here in town as well as a business, so for health through chiropractic.
My name is Joanne Diorio. I also live here in town and I have a cupcake business. And yeah, I've been here since 2008. I'm originally from Connecticut, so I've been in Coventry since 2008.
Where's your business?
I have a cupcake truck.
Okay,
So I'm in Coventry with it, and it because it has a kitchen, full kitchen in it, the state of Rhode Island says I can just sell pretty much from my property.
okay,
So yeah,
very good. Cupcakes next meeting.
yep.
feel free to bring in some, I'm sure you get that all the time. So Tim Pimental, 10 Leas Lane, in the Highlands, Hopkins Hill. I moved to Coventry all the way from West Warwick in the late 90s. This is my 3rd property that I've owned in Coventry. My day job is I'm the head of customer service at the airport in Warwick. We also, my wife and I also own a small business based here in Coventry. It is a yard greeting signage business for rental. You might see them, happy birthday, with that. So yeah, we've been here for for about 25 years now. And yeah, just was originally on the redevelopment agency many years ago, and that just kind of fizzled out, and was appointed to this board a couple years ago now, along with Dr. DeCubellis. And yeah, just here I am. So
Here you are.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Like I said, my name's David Dadakian. I live here as well, and I have a business that I run called Eat Drink Rhode Island. I do media and events for basically anything to do with local food, farm chefs, restaurants, a lot of local products.
Fantastic. And I'm Maria Broadbent. I'm the assistant town manager. They call me the ATM, deposits only. I've been here, it'll be a year next week. So they asked me, I've done a lot of work with economic development commissions. I was in the head of the department that ran permits, licenses, and inspections for Annapolis, Maryland, and worked with their economic development folks there. And I served as ombudsman for the city of Newport and the city of Rockville, Maryland. I've been town manager in a couple of places. So when the town manager asked me if I wanted to work with all of you, I told him I'd be happy to. So
Thank you.
hopefully we can cover some ground. Nothing's impossible.
That's great.
Slowly but surely. And, we didn't get a whole lot of results from the survey, and we'll talk about that when we get to that on the agenda. But we got some hints. So, thank you for
Great.
doing the introductions for me.
All right. So I guess again, we're tabling approval of the minutes. So next on the list here is project updates. So whoever came up with these, thank you. But I have to admit, I don't know of any further progress, unfortunately, from the last meeting. I do believe that Councilmember Ludwig might have given you some updates. I don't know.
Yeah, so Councilmember Ludwig wasn't able to be here tonight, but she had been working with GCI Video. They had a couple of pictures, I think, that they were missing, and she was helping do the legwork to make sure that they got them. And it looks like they have what they need now. So we should be able to get you a video proof of that as soon as GCI has it available. The other thing to note is that Aaron Bosworth has a lot of things going on and had to step away from the committee. So further on in the agenda, you'll be asked to elect a chair, and you can certainly decide whether you want to do that today or whether you want to wait until the other members that aren't here today are here. Either way, but Councilmember Ludwig is working with the folks from GCI. I saw some emails go by today. I think they wanted pictures from one of the schools or something. So we should be able to get you that shortly.
Great. Out of curiosity, have you worked with them before?
I have not. I've
Okay.
seen their work.
Yes.
My only real, I won't say concern, but just one of the things that I watch for is that they make it timeless. So if you include representations of elected officials, it has an expiration date if they're no longer elected
Sure.
officials. So when they did the first version, when Manager Machant was here, I think it had some elected officials that were interviewed who are no longer elected officials. So it needs to, as much as I would love for the council president and others to be able to sing the praises of the town, it's probably something that I don't know how often GCI is going to be willing to update it. And I don't think it's something that we can do on our own because they own the product. So we need to just make sure that it's time neutral.
Very good. And for the new members, if I may, so the CGI video was something that, the group here, the EDC, so it was no cost to the town. It's more or less a marketing video for the town to use. And I'm sure the first thing we thought of, and I'm sure you're thinking was, well, that nothing is for free. So they do include, sort of the marketing of the town. But then what they do is there is an opportunity for them to reach out to town businesses to then, do some actual paid marketing as part of that effort. But the video we get is free. It goes on presumably the town's website, and it's a nice tool, for anyone who's thinking about possibly moving to Rhode Island, relocation, whatever. They can click on that and see how wonderful it is to pick
Yeah.
Coventry. So
They put a nice product out.
Yeah.
I've seen that they come out nice, and
Great.
well edited.
all right, so that's 4A. 4B, the community gift cards. I mean, again, in the absence of, I'm not sure if you got any updates from Councilmember Ludwig on that one. I'm just going to keep putting you on the spot, Maria. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
'Cause I got
and,
nothing.
I get to say I'm new for at least another week, and maybe with this commission for another month. I'm not familiar specifically with what it was that you're looking to do. I'm familiar with the concept. I think as a town, we just want to make sure that we're not dipping our toe into something that's going to be something that we can't handle.
Right.
So as long as it's being done by someone other than the town, sounds good. I mean, when I lived in Newport, we had a great coupon book, that I think was even sold as a fundraiser or something for someone, and it had discounts for restaurants and things like that it might make you want to go and try them out. So there's a number of different flavors of that sort of thing, and I'm not sure if you had a specific vendor you were working with.
So there's one reference in here, Giverang. Doctor, do you remember any more detail? I just know that it was still kind of conceptual. And I don't think that we were, as a group,
Put
I
a
don't-
lot of push behind it, kind of, we're working more through the story walk program, the
Right.
community gift card. I don't think it, if I recall, was gonna cost us necessarily anything. It's just a matter of how it was going to be implemented and.
Right.
Maybe we can circle back.
Yeah, and I'm
with her
happy
get
to
some
reach out.
feedback on Where she was on this, so that,
right.
to kind of tidy up those loose ends and see
Right.
where we stand.
Yeah, that one wasn't quite as far as certainly the video and the story walk, so, and the survey, so,
And I'm happy to reach out to that company after talking to council member.
great.
See where that is.
Next on the list is the business survey. So, we did do that. And I see that you provided the results, which is great. If I recall, I'm just going from memory, I want to say there was 40 some odd responses. Again, just for the new members and for Maria. So again, and I may go, I may, kind of pontificate a little bit. So when we first started this committee, or when we were first elected, the initial members, we really struggled for quite some time as to where to start, right? Because there's no shortage of needs and ideas and just, wonderful things that as a group we wanted to accomplish. But one thing that was glaringly obvious was really the lack of information, the lack of data, the lack of, databases, information about businesses, addresses, emails. So we really we were really starting at ground zero. Like there was not much for us to work from. So we thought that this would be a great idea to engage the community, to start getting some of that information. I think many of us, spoke on our own personal sort of, ideas and feedback that, we all experienced, whether it be, going through a process here with the town. But again, we're on the commission, but we felt it more important that we wanted to hear from the community. So that's the background, with a little bit of ad lib in there, but that was the purpose of doing this. We wanted to keep it short. I think it's 10 questions. We could have easily had 100 because again, with the dearth of information, that we wanted to get, we had to start somewhere. So again, that's sort of the background. You can see the questions
Yeah.
are here. And I also have some charts and graphs that Councilmember Ludwig had put together. So anyway, so that's that. And I don't know, at this point, we've used it a little bit in some other things that we worked on when I stood before the full town council to recommend an EDC person, which although I know it sounds like Maria has multiple other jobs, it sounds like that she's going to be our person, which is fabulous news, by the way. But I'm not sure, we've really done anything else with it. Nor have we talked about, do we want to do it again? Do we want to expand upon it? So here it is right here. So yeah, I have some additional information if you guys want to look at it later. So again, I don't think there's really an update on that. We did it. We have the results. Here they are. Again, 2 new members, if you want to look through it. And if you have any follow-up questions, I'm sure, some of, Dr., myself and Councilmember Ludwig would be happy to kind of give you more background on it.
How did you put the survey out to the community?
So it was I think we did Survey Monkey, and it was a link that was posted on the town webpage as well as through Facebook.
Okay.
Is the interest in the commission to get more participants in the survey or?
So again, there's, data is key, right? So it's much easier to get direction, make decisions when you have input in data. So, I deal a lot with that at work and it's invaluable to me. So,
If we could
I'm
get
biased towards,
the more responses, the better.
yeah, the more.
Well,
Exactly.
And I say that because maybe it's that we want to look to see if we want to do something more active to get participants in the survey as opposed to being so passive. We don't have a database of business owners or people or whatever, but, it could be, a link to the survey is given out to folks with their business licenses.
Absolutely.
We did
You know,
do something to get that information of a list of businesses. We got back a couple meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some information that the state has,
Right.
but that information doesn't have anything like email addresses and that sort of thing. So it isn't something where we could email it to them, and to be able to put all that together would keep an intern to get busy for a summer. And it's not something that our staff would be able to
And that's
go
why
through and
we-
research.
There's a mailer that goes out to all the businesses on the assessor. Assess the contents of the building. I know those get mailed out. I get one. They include something inside of that.
Yeah, we can see if that's an option.
Put as an add-on, please go to this site and register or just. put your
And I
thoughts in
don't,
on
I
the
don't know if
survey.
they can separate out businesses versus residential.
This,
But it's a-
business is the only one who get that. The, basically, it's an assessment.
Mhm.
The contents of the
Yep.
actual.
I got one, yeah.
Yeah, I get one too.
I can ask that question. Maybe that's an option.
So to answer your question, I mean, again, I think I would highly recommend, any way we can get more information, more data, and certainly more feedback from the community. Good or bad, like that, they both help. I'm not sure we need to take a vote, but I mean, I would be very much in favor of getting that survey out. I mean, I don't know if we want to take a look at it. Does it need kind of just like and again, we have some new members, perhaps, actually, why don't I do that? Why don't, perhaps well, we have a quorum, so maybe make a motion to, carry this discussion item to the next meeting, where we can, take a look at the existing survey, review it as a group, again, especially with the new members, in the hopes of, revising it and getting it out. That was a long motion. So I guess my motion is really just,
Second or.
make sure we get it on next
put-
month's,
We can reach
action.
additional businesses.
action
and
items.
revise potentially the survey. So homework is to review the survey.
There we go.
So you have a motion, you need a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Then you can vote.
okay.
All right,
All right,
great.
Move to vote.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. So that'll be on next month's, or next meeting's agenda. That's good. Okay. So what's next? We have, the story walks. Okay, so again, doctor, help me out if I'm a little off. So the story walk was something, again, that I think council person, a commission member, Bosworth, found. And it's been funded. It's being kind of put together by the library, if I'm correct, right?
I'm not
think it
sure
was the
a
library.
handoff on that, where when I know it was approved for being brought into production, and that's the last I remember of its last step I remember being.
So the story walk is I think it's either 10 or 20 sort of pedestals. They're going to be along the bike trail just out to our west. Again, it'll be initially paid for, installed through the funding that the EDC was able to secure, but then sort of maintained and managed through the town departments. And basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a story that you read in sections. So every few hundred feet, there's a wooden or whatever. I think we went with metal actually for obvious reasons, for durability. But anyway, there's a pedestal with a portion of the story. And they do change it out. I think it's 4 times a year. Again, I'm just totally going from memory. But that was something that we were able to make happen. And again, I'm 90% sure that it was the library that's going to kind of manage that and change it out and coordinate with the company that provides it.
so just
And,
some
and what was the story about?
to be determined.
History of Coventry or?
No.
Children's. Being sent
Oh,
out to go
okay.
from each spot to the next spot to pick up the next piece of the story.
It's good for
Gotcha.
youth.
But I read through here, it looks like we're, as much as the motion carried, we need to proceed with the town manager, Department of Public Works, and we can move forward. So I don't know, it's kind of sounds a little bit in limbo as to where it is. I'm not sure if the funds have been released to pay for any type of production or if it's just been approved and waiting. And on
Okay.
hold.
And it's the library that will be choosing the stories as they get changed out?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
So
we
we'll
do,
up to-
can we do Where the Wild Things Are? Cause that would be a good one. I'll follow up with Megan, the librarian, and see if she knows what the status of that is.
Okay.
And, the funding was coming from the town budget?
So the EDC's budget,
Was approved for $10,000.
I think we had $10,000 and we allocated however much it was.
No greater than 8,000 is what it indicates. in the-
Well, then we need to find out quickly because the budget year ends on the 30th.
Yeah.
Right.
This was a prior year approval,
Mm,
so it was,
yeah, we really need to figure out where that is.
So it wasn't 2023 funds, it was 2022?
Correct.
Okay.
that was the budget was asked for in order to get just some small projects going to show that we're trying to make an impact on A to B level versus the make
And again, yeah,
bigger,
the-
broader recommendations.
I think that, part of the thinking was, I mean, as much as it's gonna benefit Coventry residents, I mean, a lot of people from out of town utilize the bike path. So it was just something to make it more attractive. They come back more often or tell their friends and neighbors, they come here and, maybe they frequent some of our businesses. So it was just a way to get more people.
Sounds
into the
fun.
town.
That was fun.
And again, I apologize. I don't have any greater update than that, but that's what I know. Okay.
This business survey you've actually already covered.
yeah.
I've got it on as new and old business. Nomination of chair, is that something that you want to table until the following meeting because you're missing 2 members? Or you could nominate someone who isn't here right now.
That would,
I've had that happen.
The other, well, it's not going to be one of the other two.
I would still, my personal opinion is I think we should wait.
I might make a motion to
Table,
nominate chairperson at this point.
So motion to table.
a second.
All in favor, any
Aye.
discussion?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, who's second?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
Tim. Yep.
Thank you, Tim. Now we're public comment.
I know, don't all rush up at once. This is normal. But it's not necessarily bad.
No, yeah.
Although maybe if we had cupcakes.
I know.
More people from the,
Now that the word's out.
now the word's out, shameless promotion's okay around here, but.
Okay, so
With that,
Well, actually, I have a question. So then, do we have budget allocated in the next budget that starts?
I think that request either has to go in or. I'm not
I can
sure
find
if-
out what the status of it is. The final vote on the budget is tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you
we
know,
had,
God
we-
willing.
we had put in. So I said, again, I went to one of the town council meetings and requested the EDC position. But as far as our budget, that wasn't part of my spiel. So
if it
I
was
don't
renewed.
know.
I don't know if there's a, renewed auto renew. It's not, then we have to put that
Yeah,
request forward.
I'm sure it's not auto renew. I wish. it was. That's only when it's a bill. But
I'd be happy to find that out for you and get back to you.
I know that we talked about it and we were hoping for the same.
Yeah, we had to kind of show that we're doing something with what we had already to look for additional funding.
Do we have a
Okay.
copy of the budget that you can pull up? That's getting voted on tomorrow?
It's probably on the website. I'm not sure how easy it is. to find.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could just search on economic and see if it, if it doesn't come up, then obviously. don't-
Yeah,
don't-
it wouldn't come up under that.
Yeah, I don't know how it will come up, right? So may not be possible to see.
That link on the left.
Third Wednesday of every
Gets
month.
you there.
Typically,
Then you
yeah.
gotta search the
Yeah,
whole
I'm gonna go
budget.
over it.
Sometimes they-
Yeah, that,
Yeah, it might not be practical to do it right now, but I can look for that in the
That's fine.
morning and let all you know via
Do I
email.
have an old one?
thank
I
you.
would say I don't have that.
Who do I have?
What's that?
Did you,
I can give an update on that.
did you print it? Or did they just give you that?
Who
one?
was that?
Oh, sorry, here.
So
Did I get back,
It's-
Loki? For the wrong area?
Oh, that was new business
Last. That was
of
the
the,
other.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
when it-
yes.
it is in there proposed for 10,000 for this.
Okay,
Oh, good. Okay.
So if it's still in there now, it'll probably still be in there tomorrow night.
that's good.
I would just, I should update on the, I don't know if I can go back and do that at this point, on the signs. I talked with Mr. McGee and was happy to find out that the town is moving forward, just waiting on the state to, I think, give some approval or a green light on certain pieces of it so that Mr. McGee and his crew can work on putting the signs in at the many entry and exit points of the town. So that will be something that will be happening, which would be nice to kind of identify our town
Absolutely.
better,
yeah.
so people know when they're coming
That's
in
great.
making commentary and know when they're doing business with town. So I was happy to hear that is happening, just a matter of when. And
So
the signs
those would
look
be for
nice
the
to-
ones that are going in the States right away. I'm assuming. Okay.
Yes, those were, we figured, well, those were the easiest because it was the state's effort and money. So of course, we
I think
were
it's a
all
lot
about
of
that one.
ARPA. The ARPA funds are
Yeah.
gonna be what are used for
Right.
this.
That'll make sense. That's great.
So it looks like the budget is still in there for 10,000 for this year.
Very good. So I know that we said, we were kind of joking, so there was no, is there anyone on public that is watching? Do they want to, do we have to formally ask? I
No.
think, right?
I'll make a motion to.
So if there's no public comment, then leaves one last thing. So before we close any. Okay,
Make the
Um,
motion.
so this is a pretty quick meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
A motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, we are adjourned at,
Maria, where's your business?
where is it? 7:05.
Where-